Good morning.
Good morning.
For those of you who may not know me, I am Penny Zimmerman, associated with Gethsemane through my daughter for 20 years and a member for 6. I'm giving the second of our Stewardship Temple Talks, designed to help us enrich our understanding of how we show our gratitude to God for how God shows up in our lives. Worship is probably the most obvious way that comes to mind. It is our giving back through gathering together, singing our praises, our humble confession of our frailty of our faith, our joyful thanks for God's presence in all moments of our lives, our petitions for our earth, our human communities, our need for healing, and then our repetition of the prayer that binds us as we receive God's presence in bread and wine. Last week, David talked about little popcorn nuggets of prayer. If you missed it, check it out on YouTube for September 29th. I want to add my version of ways to use our time and talents to worship. In a biblical sense, worship has intention, reflection, and awe. How do we do that? First, by noticing. A spiritual director once helped me with this by suggesting that I buy a carnation, and each time I passed it, to stop, touch it, and take in its beauty. So notice the sky when it is blue, when it is streaked, when it is dark. Notice the expression on others' faces, whether they are happy, or tired, or in pain. Notice the feelings that you have when hearing the news about killings and violence and human suffering. Reflect, where is God? God is present, even in sorrow and in love. I once attended a gathering of art, community, and fellowship. It was not a church service, but it was very spiritual and sacred. There were powerful pieces of art displayed on the walls all around this large room. They depicted some, as I recall them, some were haunting, some were weary, some showed poverty, but all showed beauty. And in the presentation, this was celebrated. They showed close-ups of these pieces of art, and very visually, your senses could take in the depth of what was there. We were given magnets that night, and on the magnets was written, "This too is holy." That really was haunting for me, that juxtaposition of the frailty and the harshness of life sometimes, and this too is holy. I still have my magnet on my fridge. A reminder that our God is bigger, as Pastor tells us, and God's love of our humanness is so much bigger than we can imagine. The holiness of Jesus' suffering binds us together. The beauty of each piece of our lives is celebrated and held in sacredness by our loving God. So as you go about your day, make it a habit to stop, notice, reflect on whatever is there, let go of any judgments of the moment, and just take in what is there and say to yourself, this too is holy.